Hello, my loves. Day 4, final day of the week for us to be doing our online learning. So, today I want to focus on the final objective, el último objetivo de esta semana. That this is my idea of trying to combine and bring together everything we've been learning for the past few weeks. So, ese es mi deseo a combinar todo de las tareas y las ideas y los conceptos que necesitan, que han trabajado por los 2 semanas pasadas. Bueno, so our objective is that students will be able to use equivalent fractions to create common denominators to add and subtract fractions of unlike denominator. So think about those words. Students van a usar equivalent fractions, fractions equivalentes. So right here, equivalent fractions. Different numbers, números diferentes, the same value, lo mismo valor, okay? We're going to crear common denominators. So remember, common denominator, lo mismo, different denominator, diferente, okay? To add and subtract, a sumar y restar fracciones of unlike denominators. So aquí hay like denominators, unlike denominators, different denominators. So what we're going to do, in other words, today is cambiar esas fracciones hasta estas fracciones y para sumar o restar. Okay. Today's lesson, you need your multiplication chart. You need this document for practice, and you need pencil and paper. These two are here in our classwork tabs. And also, we will be using this program if you have a computer. Si tienes una computadora, tú puedes usar este programa. If you don't have a computer, si no tienes una computadora, no puedes usar esa. This is not good for the phone. No es bueno para el teléfono. Bueno, okay. So let's hop into yesterday's work. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I forgot. Don't forget, this is what you need for today's lesson. Get these things. Pause. Get them now. Good. And remember, at the end of the day, it's the same thing. Pencil and paper, you take a picture, you send it to me. Okay. I'm now excited to be able to hop in. So yesterday, I want you to, we practiced taking these values and creating an algorithm. So we would look at these two, this problem here, 1/5 plus 1/3, and we'd need, necesitamos buscar por este número, okay? And what we did was, remember, we created an algorithm. We organized our thinking. I want you to take a moment while I'm writing down how I would organize this. I want you on a pencil and paper to do the same thing. So you write. Ustedes necesitan escribir también cómo pueden buscar esa. So crear la manera de organizar. Okay. Si no estás confundido, tú puedes ver que tratar. So try. You're confused. But I'm going to show you my answer. So all right, I wanted to create this. But as we remember, es difícil buscar denominadores la misma. So it's difficult to add these when these fractions have different denominators. I just want to look really quickly at why that's the case. So if I'm adding 1/5, taking that 1/5, adding it here, and I'm adding sumando, so I necesita más, un tercera. Oh, too many. Get rid of one. And I'm adding these together, and see, I see that there are two parts. But actually, what I really need to do is I need to find how many parts there are in total. And you know that this means I need to create a new denominator. Here, the denominator would be 15. Now, I'm going to just trust them and say, okay, I see that this is 15. So I'm going to grab 1, 2, and 3. Look at that. On top of 1/5, remember 1/5 was orange, I actually needed 3/15. Over here now, I would write times 3 times 3 because I've replaced 1/5 with 3/15. So I multiplied that by 3. And here, what I would write to organize myself is 1/5 times 3/3. And as they have written right here, I would write here 3/15. For 1/3, I would need to do the same thing, right? I want to turn these into 15ths as well. So I would count them out. 1, oop, 1, oop, why isn't this working? 1, 2, 3, oop, that got weird. 3. How many more? ¿Cuántas más necesitan? If you said 2, 2 more, you're right. 1, 2. Now, you might have known that. Ustedes es posible que conocen esa porque tú puedes ver. Pero la otra manera es que. Some of you might have known this because you saw, oh, there just needed 2 more. But others of you might have had another way of knowing. How else could you know that there were going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 needed for 1/3? That's right, because the denominator here on the other fraction, el denominador en la otra fracción es 5. So over here, I'm going to write times 5 times 5, because now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts for 1/3. And on my page, I'm going to write the same thing, times 5/5, which equals 5/15. Great. And that means in total, our answer is really easy. We know we're just asking to combine all these parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That means our answer is 8. Now, this is good, and I'm glad we're feeling comfortable. I actually want you to take a moment and try this problem. I want you to have it written down on either a whiteboard like this or a piece of paper like this. Try this problem here. Pause the video y tratar ahora. While you're working, I'm going to do the same thing. 1/3, 1, 2, 2/4, and now I need to turn these into 12ths. So for 1/3, I'm going to do how many 12ths? Well, I know 1, oh no, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm doing this times 4 times 4. Oh, look at that, 4/12. And I can actually tell you right now, I bet that there's going to be 3/12 that fit here. Because I was doing 3 times 4, so it makes sense I'd do 4 times 3. So I'm going to say I think it's 3/3. I think that. And now I'm going to just check really quick. How many 12ths? So I should fit 3 on this. 1, 2, and 3. Look at that, 3 on one. That means there'd also be 3 on another. Excellent. So now I see that this is 4/12 plus 6/12. And I just want to have that written down on your page. Try to write down the correct form like this for this fraction, these fractions right here. If you need an extra moment, you can pause the video. I'm going to show the answer now. And my answer is 10/15. Oh, I said 10/15. What mistake did I make? Doofus. 3 times 4, that's not 15. And this is one of those moments. I wrote 3 times 4 is 15, where it's really important to go over here. And so important to be able to open up this and use our multiplication check sheet. So again, 3 times 4 is actually 12. So my answers here would be off because I would need to replace the 15 with a 12. And then my answer at the bottom would also need to be 12. Before I have you practice, though, I want to try one subtraction problem. I haven't done many subtraction problems. So antes continuar a la práctica, quiero tratar un problema de restar, porque no haciendo mucho de restar. So here, I want you to see there's something that's a little bit different. Instead of having 2 parts down here, there's only 1. That's because the 2 can change into a 12. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try it 2 different ways. The first thing I'm going to do is with a model. I'm going to take out my 1/2. And I'm going to think, I'm taking 1/2 away from 9/12. Let me get out my 9/12 first. One, two, three. Ooh. I don't like this as much, actually. Guys, wanted to snap in here. So 9/12 right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So eso es el primero. Y ahora necesitas restar. So now I need to subtract. I'm taking away 1/2. Now, if I find 1/2, I can go right up here and I can fit it right on. That's the amount that I need to take away. La cantidad que necesita restar is esa, 1/2. But what I see is that 1/2 is the same as la misma de 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 6. It's the same as 6. So over here I would place 6 and 6. And now I'm able to write my subtraction problem. Quiero para ustedes a pasar y escribir esta expresión en the board or on a piece of paper. I'm going to do this very quick. Notice I kept the 9/12 the same, and I turned 1/2 right here into 6/12. Where did I find that? From right here. And now my answer I can do in 2 different ways. Try it on the algorithm. I'm going to take away this half, which equals 6 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which means my answer would be 3/12. And here, that makes sense. 9 minus 6 equals 3. And since each of these are worth a 12th, my answer is 3/12. All right, my dears, what I want you to do right now, quiero para ustedes estar ahora, es practicar esa. So I want you to open this up here, and I want you to practice these answers. Take a moment, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to post the answers for 1 through 6. I'm just going to show you 1 and 2. Check these now. And now I want you to practice the rest Y cuando estás terminado, when you're finished, do your exit ticket, which is right here. Fill that out, take a picture on your paper, and send it to me. Buenas suertes y chao y hasta en la próxima semana. So I'll see you guys next week. Good luck.